Cole's boots sank into the thick snow, each step dragging a log that scraped and groaned across the frozen forest floor. The wind sliced through the pines, low and bitter, rattling bare branches against each other like broken bones. He swung the last log onto the pile at the clearing's edge, chest heaving, hands numb despite the thick leather gloves. The silence pressed down, heavy, interrupted only by the faint crunch of snow under something smaller, something alive. He froze. "Who's there?" His voice cracked, bouncing against the trunks. Nothing. Then, a low whimper, fragile, almost swallowed by the storm. Cole dropped the log. Heart pounding, he stumbled toward the sound, branches whipping his face. Snow clung to his beard, cold melting against his skin. There, half buried in a drift, a young woman clutched a bundle, shivering violently, her hair plastered to frostbitten cheeks, eyes half closed. "Papa," she muttered, a ragged whisper. Her hand shook, gripping the small infant like a lifeline. Cole's throat tightened. Hey, it's okay. Don't move." He crouched beside her, trying to make sense of the scene, the surreal weight of it pressing on him. Who did this? No answer, only the wind, carrying the taste of pine and iron. He brushed snow from her face. "Hey, look at me. Look at me." Her eyelids fluttered, lips trembling. "Papa," she said again. He swallowed hard, fingers tracing the shape of the baby bundled against her chest. The child's tiny hands, pink and cold, curled around her coat. Cole's breath hitched. He remembered his own daughter, long gone, a memory sharpened by regret, numb, cold, furious regret. "God damn it, where the hell are you, kid?" he muttered to himself. The forest seemed endless, indifferent. Panic clawed at him. He lifted her gently, snow falling off his coat like tiny knives. Her eyes opened, wide and uncomprehending, fogged wild. Thus is fear and frost. "Cole, help me, please." Her voice broke. His name wasn't Cole, he realized that, but it made him grip tighter, instinct flaring. "I've got you. I've got both of you. Just breathe. Just hold on." He turned to shout for help, but the forest swallowed his voice. The baby whimpered, a fragile, piercing sound. Cole's hands shook as he undid his scarf to wrap the infant more securely. Shh, don't fight it. I'm here, I swear." Her teeth chattered violently. Her eyes locked on his, searching, terrified, pleading. Where's your family?" he asked. No answer, only more snow drifting, powdery and cold. "God damn it! You're not supposed to be out here, not alone." Cole's own anger surprised him, bitter and raw. His daughter's face flashed before him. 10 years ago, laughing through tears, vanished in a silence that had never lifted. "I can't lose another one," he whispered, more to himself than to her. He lifted her, feeling the shock of her weight and the sharp resistance of the snow beneath them. Cold burned his cheeks, wind gnawed at his ears. The baby stirred, tiny fists pressing against Cole's chest. He winced, hands already stiff, teeth chattering. Don't fight me. We'll get out of this, both of you." Her breathing was shallow, labored. Cole's boots sank deeper as he staggered toward the faint line of trees that might mark a path back to the cabin. "Hold her close, keep her warm," he said aloud, wrapping his coat tighter around both of them. The snow crunched beneath them. Every step was a battle. Fear buzzed in his veins, cold and wild. "Talk to me. Who did this? Who left you here?" His voice sounded strange in the silence. The woman's eyes darted, lips parting in a wordless plea. Cole knelt abruptly. "God damn it, breathe, both of you. Just breathe." The baby coughed, a weak wet sound, and Cole's chest constricted. He remembered his own daughter's cough, the night she'd begged him to stay. "Not again. Not like last time," he hissed. Snow smudged red at her temple, tiny streaks across white, a contrast that stabbed him with dread. Blood. Cole tore a strip of his flannel, pressed it against her wound. "Hold still. I can't let you bleed out here. Not like this." She flinched. "I'm sorry. She couldn't finish. He didn't ask. He wrapped her tighter to him, feeling the warmth of life that didn't belong to him but demanded his protection. The baby squeaked, a sharp sound that cut the frost around them. Cole cursed under his breath. Shh. Quiet now. Quiet. I know. His fingers fumbled for the knife in his belt, cutting a branch to make a crude stretcher. Snow fell from the pines, powdery and relentless. Every movement was a fight against frostbite, numb limbs, exhaustion pressing like weights. "We're gonna make it. You hear me? You're not dying out here." The woman's head rested against his shoulder, her breath shallow, eyes half-lidded. "Cole, please, don't leave me." The familiarity of the name, whether real or imagined, tore through him. "I'm not leaving you. I won't. I can't." His voice was hoarse, shaking, a tremor of fear and rage. He lifted her into the makeshift stretcher. "Baby first. Keep her close." He pressed the infant to his chest again, chest aching from cold and fear. Snow clung to the edges of his coat, melting, soaking through gloves. Cole's mind raced, fragments of his past smashing against the present. His daughter's laughter, her absence, his failures, they all bled together. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I'll make it right this time." The wind gusted, sharp, ripping through the forest. He stumbled, branches snapping underfoot. "Damn it, get up! Keep moving!" The baby fussed, small noises that made him freeze, panic curling in his gut. "I won't let you," his words faltered. "I can't." The woman groaned, snow smearing across her cheek. "Papa," she whispered again. Cole's throat tightened. "I'm right here, both of you. You hear me?" Her small hand brushed his arm, desperate, trusting. He fought against the creeping numbness in his legs. "Just a little further. Almost there. I promise." The forest seemed endless, each tree identical, each shadow a threat. He shouted, a raw, hoarse sound. "Help! Somebody!" The wind swallowed it. He cursed, his own desperation echoing back. Snow burned his eyes. His hair froze in icy strands. "I can't lose you, not like last time," he repeated over and over. His voice was a chant, a plea, a command. The baby's tiny hands squeezed at his coat, the life beneath his fingers anchoring him. "We're getting out. We're alive. You hear me? Alive." Her lips twitched, half a smile, half a grimace. "Papa," she whispered, barely audible. He nodded. "I hear you, and I've got you. Both of you." Blood seeped through snow on her temple, stark and red. Cole's stomach churned. "We'll fix it. Don't you worry. I'll fix it." His voice cracked again, but determination flared. Every step was agony, frost biting through layers, limbs stiff as wood. He adjusted the blanket around the baby, feeling the tiny heartbeat thrum against his own chest. "Stay with me, both of you," she moaned, leaning against him, fragile, defeated. Cole pressed the makeshift stretcher under her, knees shaking. "We're moving. We're getting out." The forest loomed, unyielding. Snow fell heavier now, blanketing everything in white, hiding footprints, erasing the world. Blood marred it, vivid and shocking. A warning, a promise. Cole carried them both, the weight of grief, guilt, and raw survival pressing him onward. His daughter's ghost walked beside him, silent but insistent, demanding that he do this right. "Almost there," he whispered. "Just a little further." Every muscle screamed, cold biting at bone, wind howling like a chorus of ghosts. "We'll make it. I swear it." The baby's eyes blinked at him, tiny, trusting. He tightened his grip. "We're alive. That's what matters. Alive." Snow pressed down, heavy and soft. Blood and frost mingled, staining white. Cole's heart pounded, a storm inside as he trudged through the forest, carrying new life, bearing old wounds, running toward redemption that felt just out of reach. Cole dragged the makeshift bundle across the snow, each step slow, muscles screaming, breath steaming in ragged clouds. The cabin came into view, smoke curling faintly from the stone chimney, a fragile promise of warmth. He stumbled to the door, fumbling with frozen fingers, finally throwing it open. Inside, the hearth glowed weakly, flames struggling against the cold that seeped through the cracks. He dropped the woman onto the rough rug, letting the baby rest on his chest first. "Shh! Don't cry," he muttered, feeling the infant's tiny fists curl, pressing against his coat. She stirred slightly, eyelids twitching, but remained unconscious. Cole's hands shook as he knelt beside her, brushing snow from her hair. "Come on, wake up, please," he whispered, voice low and urgent, catching only the rhythm of the fire crackling. The baby cried, sharp and insistent, pulling him fully into the present, reminding him of responsibilities he had once abandoned. "I got you, both of you," he said, rocking gently. eyes on the flickering shadows dancing across the log walls. The silence of the forest had followed him in, the wind now muffled behind the cabin's thin wooden walls. He muttered to himself, pacing, hands in his hair. God, why now? Why here? His own grief welled, pressing against ribs stiff from cold. He remembered his daughter's small hands, the way she used to curl up by the fire, waiting for him to come home. I should have done better. The baby's cries pulled him back, grounding him. Shh, quiet. We're safe. We're safe. He wrapped a threadbare blanket around both of them, kneeling by the fire to warm them. Sparks leapt like frightened animals, shadows stretching across the walls, forming shapes that seemed alive. Cole's eyes followed each flicker, a shiver crawling down his spine. He muttered again, pacing in a tight circle. Alone, always alone. What am I doing? The woman stirred, groaning softly. Hey, can you hear me? Her eyelids cracked open, frost on lashes. Papa? She whispered. His chest tightened. Not me, not yet. But I'm here. I've got you. Her gaze flickered to the baby, confusion and fear mingled with relief. The baby, she breathed. Cole nodded, feeling the weight of both of them on his chest. I know. We'll keep her warm. Don't fight it. She tried to lift her arms, weakly, and he caught them. Easy, you're hurt. He glanced at the small wound at her temple, pressed his palm gently. I'll take care of it. Just stay still. Outside, snow shifted faintly, the whisper of steps crunching against frozen earth. Cole froze, listening, ears straining. Who's there? His voice was low, rough. Silence answered. He shook his head, muttering, God damn it, always something. The woman coughed, faint and wet, startling him. Shh, quiet now, quiet, you're okay. The baby wailed, drawing him fully back, tiny fists pounding his chest. I hear you, I got you. He lifted the blanket again, warming her small body with his own, heartbeat thudding. She tried to speak. Pain. Her voice broke. Cole's hands shook as he brushed more snow from her coat. I know. I'll get you patched up. Just breathe. Shadows stretched over the walls, flickering like lurking figures. Every noise outside made his heart skip. He grabbed the rifle from the corner, testing the stock in his hands. No one gets in here. Not tonight. She watched him, eyes wide, weak. Why help me? Cole exhaled sharply, pacing. Because I can't. Not anymore. Not like before. His voice cracked, memories biting. The fire hissed, sparks flying. I lost my girl, my own daughter. The words caught, bitter and heavy. The baby stirred again, cries small but urgent. Cole's hands moved instinctively, rocking, murmuring, Shh. You're not alone. I'm here. The woman's gaze softened, confusion mingled with gratitude. You saved us? Cole's jaw tightened. Don't think about it. Just stay alive. That's enough. He knelt by the hearth, holding the infant close to the flames, feeling warmth seep into cold fingers. Come on, warm up. Both of you. Outside, footsteps moved again, soft but deliberate. Cole froze, glancing at the window. Who's out there? The woman's lips trembled. It's nothing, she whispered. Cole shook his head. No, something's out there. I can hear it. He stepped closer to the fire, rifle across his lap, eyes darting. The baby's whimper pulled him back, reminding him of his immediate duty. I won't let them touch you, not a step. He muttered again, pacing in tight circles, voice low, almost frantic. Alone. We're alone. We survive together. The woman coughed, leaning slightly against the rug. Thank you. Cole shook his head, fingers gripping the blanket around the baby. No thanks. Just stay with me. Don't die. Not now. Not like this. His own grief welled, raw and unrelenting. I failed once. I won't let it happen again. Shadows flickered across the wall, firelight creating shapes of fear, anger, and memory. He muttered again, pacing, rocking the baby. All I've got is this. All I've got is now. Don't die. Please, don't die. Woman stirred, hand brushing his arm weakly. Papa, you're alive? Cole swallowed, voice low, trembling. Alive. For you. For both of you. That's all that matters. The baby's cries drew him into immediate motion, wrapping the infant tighter, rocking faster. Shh. Quiet. All right. We're safe. He lifted the woman's head slightly, brushing hair from her face. You're cold. We need warmth. Fire will do it. Stay still. Outside, the snow fell heavier, muffling sounds but hiding shadows. Cole's eyes darted to the window, tension coiling in his gut. Footsteps. They're close, I know it. He reached for the rifle, checking the chamber, muttering, "Not tonight, not to them." She murmured faintly, "I trust you." Cole's chest constricted, nodding. "Good. Trust me. Just breathe." He adjusted the baby against his chest, felt its warmth finally penetrating the cold that had seeped into his bones. "All right. We'll survive this. All of us. Together." Her eyelids drooped, exhaustion overtaking frost and fear. "Sleep. If you can," he whispered. "I'll keep watch." Firelight flickered again, shadows leaping across walls like unseen eyes. Cole muttered, pacing near the window, rifle ready, eyes never leaving the dark shapes outside. No one touches them. Not while I breathe." The baby squirmed, tiny hands clutching his coat, drawing him fully into paternal instinct. "I got you. Both of you. I promise, I swear." Her breathing softened, slower, faint trust in the small warmth of the cabin. Cole sank to the floor, back against the wall, firelight painting the room in fragile gold. "We'll make it. We always make it. I'll keep you safe. All of you." Outside, footsteps faded into the snowstorm, or perhaps into imagination. Cole didn't move, didn't breathe more than necessary, just held the life against him, felt the heat seep into frozen fingers, and whispered to both woman and shoe. "The child, alive, we're alive. That's all that matters." The fire flickered, the shadows danced, and in the fragile safety of the cabin, Cole faced grief, fear, and a small flicker of hope, carrying both of them through the night, one trembling heartbeat at a time. The woman stirred, eyelids flickering open like fragile curtains in the dim cabin light. Cole was kneeling beside the fire, baby wrapped against his chest, blanket falling in folds over his arms. "Papa," she whispered, voice thin, unsteady. The word hit him with a hollow weight. He froze, hands gripping the infant tighter. "Not me. Not yet," he said, voice low, hoarse. "But I'm here, both of you. Safe." Her lips trembled. "Baby, he's mine?" Her eyes wide and searching, locked on him. He shook his head. "I don't know. Not yet. You tell me." She coughed, weak, shivering. I'm sorry. Everything..." Cole leaned closer, brushing snow-damp hair from her forehead. "I don't care about sorry. Just talk. Tell me." The baby squirmed, tiny hands pressing against his coat. "Shh. Quiet now. We'll figure it out." She tried to lift her hands to the child, trembling violently. "Let me see, please," she whispered. Cole placed the infant in her arms carefully, feeling the tiny weight settle. "Hold her steady. Breathe. She's fragile." She nodded, eyes brimming, staring down at the baby. He's not like him, is he?" Her voice broke. Cole frowned. "Who? The father?" She nodded weakly. He promised. Said he'd protect us. Then..." Her words caught in a frostbitten throat. "Then what?" Cole asked sharply. Silence. Snow outside hissed against the cabin walls. Cole muttered under his breath, pacing. Always some kind of betrayal. He knelt, brushing her shoulder lightly. "Look at me. Talk. Tell me what happened." She closed her eyes briefly, swallowing, voice a whisper. We ran. He chased us. Wanted the baby. Said it wasn't ours to keep." Cole's jaw tightened, hands trembling slightly. "Why didn't you run to someone else? Sheriff? Friends?" Her fingers trembled over the baby's back. No one believed us. He had power. She faltered, shaking. Cole pressed his palm to his face. "Power, right, of course. Everyone's scared. Everyone walks away." She blinked rapidly. You don't get it. He's... She trailed off, slumping slightly. Cole's voice softened, muttering more to himself than to her. "I get fear. I get losing someone. Can't do it again. Not like my girl." The baby cried, sharp and insistent, breaking the fragile moment. Cole scooped the infant gently, rocking back and forth. Shh. All right, we'll survive. Both of you. She watched him, eyes watery, confused. Why help me? Why not leave me? Cole muttered, pacing near the hearth. Because I can't. Not like last time. I won't let it happen again. I failed once. Snow outside began to drip, melting slowly, thin rivulets running down the edges of the roof. Light shifted, weakly golden, glinting off icicles. Cole glanced at the window, shadowed eyes tracing the movement. It's fragile. Everything. Hope, trust, all thin as ice. She lifted her head slightly, lips trembling. You think I'm lying? He exhaled sharply, muttering under his breath. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. You've got a child. That's enough. But you talk. You tell me the truth. Her eyes darted to the baby, tracing tiny fists, a small yawn escaping. He was cruel. He said I'd lose you if I stayed. Said I wasn't strong enough. Cole crouched, brushing snow from her sleeve. You stayed anyway. She nodded faintly, tears streaking frozen cheeks. I had to, for her, for him. Cole stared, voice low. For him, or for you? She shook her head. Both of us. I didn't know what else to do. The fire flickered, throwing shadows that stretched across the walls, bending like fingers reaching for the living. Cole muttered, pacing again, hands in his hair. Both of us. Always both. That's what they leave. Guilt, responsibility, fear. She whimpered, small, almost inaudible. Please, don't leave us. Cole knelt beside her, eyes locked on hers, hands brushing hers. I'm not leaving. Not now. Not while you live, while she lives. I failed before. I won't again. She tried to speak, trembling violently. He... Cole cut in, voice sharp but low. Stop. Just breathe. Don't fight it. Not yet. The baby squirmed again, crying, tiny body pressing against Cole's chest. Shh. Quiet now. I've got you. I've got both of you. Outside, the snow shifted, thin sheets of white melting under weak sun. Shadows moved on the walls as the fire leapt, fragile and golden. Cole, what will we do? Her voice was hoarse, nearly lost. He sighed, muttering, We survive. One step, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. She reached out weakly, hand brushing his arm. Can I trust you? Cole swallowed. I don't know, but you have to. You have no choice. Her lips twitched faintly, almost a smile. I wish I could remember everything. Cole nodded, voice low, muttering to himself. Memory is a curse and a gift. One wrong step and it burns. One right step, maybe it saves you. He glanced down at the baby, tiny fists curling. We'll start there, right now, alive. That's all that matters. She closed her eyes briefly, leaning weakly against the rug. Thank you. Cole muttered, pacing, glancing to the window where the snow outside glimmered wet and fragile. Don't thank me yet. We're not done. Danger, always outside. She shivered, hand brushing over the infant. I fear him will come back. Cole's jaw tightened, muttering, Then we prepare. Always. We survive. That's all. He crouched, brushing snow from her coat, eyes on the baby's tiny face. You're alive. You're alive. That's enough. We fight everything else later. The woman stirred, weak, voice trembling. I don't know if I can. Cole pressed a hand gently to her shoulder. You don't have to. Not yet. Just survive. That's all you need to do. Outside, the melting snow reflected shifting sunlight, weak warmth touching the forest beyond. Cole felt the weight of responsibility set. Lay over him like a stone, heavy, binding, inevitable. He adjusted the blanket around the infant, careful, feeling the small body heat seep into cold, frozen fingers. Shh. Quiet. Safe. I've got you. The woman's eyes fluttered, watching the baby, whispering faintly, She's beautiful. Cole nodded, voice low, muttering under his breath. She is, and she's alive. That's what matters. Fragile, like everything else. The fire hissed, shadows dancing, bending toward them, whispering threat and caution. Cole leaned against the wall, eyes on the window, ears straining. Outside, footsteps maybe. Doesn't matter. Here, we survive. Alive. That's enough. The woman whispered, trembling. Will he come? Cole's jaw tightened, muttering. Maybe, maybe not. Doesn't matter. You live. That's enough. One step, one heartbeat, one day at a time. He adjusted the infant again, feeling its tiny fists press against his coat, warmth grounding him. We start there. Survive. Alive. Nothing else matters tonight. She closed her eyes weakly, finally still, watching the baby breathe, faint warmth against cold skin. Cole remained at the window, rifle resting near his knees, eyes on shadows that flickered like memory, threat, and hope. Snow melting slowly, light shifting, fragile and thin. Alive, he whispered to both of them. Alive. That's all that matters. Cole sat on the rough plank floor, the baby asleep against his chest, small fingers curling around the edge of his coat. The woman lay on the rug near the fire, eyes closed, chest rising and falling shallowly. In his hands, he held a bundle of letters, brittle with age, edges frayed and ink smeared by tears. He lifted one carefully, the paper crackling in the quiet cabin. Let's see what secrets you hold, he murmured, voice low, almost a whisper. He unfolded it, eyes scanning the words, voice catching slightly. They said I was nothing, worthless, like the snow would swallow me whole. He paused, the fire flickering against his face, throwing shadows across his jawline. Who did this to you? He muttered under his breath, pacing the small space. The letters smelled faintly of smoke and damp earth, a memory of places long gone. Cole read another line aloud, voice steadying. He promised safety, then took everything, father's shame, mother's silence, chains hidden in the cellar, whispering through walls. He looked down at the baby, fingers brushing the tiny face. I swear, if he comes near you, he'll regret it. Outside, snow softened under a sun that struggled through gray clouds. Tracks ran past the cabin, faint, partial, as if someone had followed their path, careful, deliberate. Cole's jaw clenched. I see you. You think you're clever. You're not. The woman stirred slightly, eyelids fluttering open. Her gaze caught his. Cole, she whispered. Reading? He exhaled sharply, muttering, Yeah, your past. It's heavy. I need to know what we're up against. Her lips trembled. You don't have to. Cole shook his head, voice low, biting. I have to. We survive better knowing. You survived worse. I need the truth. He opened another letter, the ink blurred. I woke to screams every night, father's rage in my ears. He said I belonged to no one, yet claimed me as property. His voice dropped to a whisper. How do they get away with it? Every generation, same chains? She turned slightly, weak, raising a hand. Stop. Don't. Not all of it. He ignored her, pacing near the hearth, baby against his chest. I ran. I left the village. Took him with me. Promise of a better life. Lies in every breath. He slammed a fist lightly on the floor, frustration raw. He lied. He always lies, like everyone else. Outside, a branch scraped the cabin's side. Cole froze. Who's there? His voice hard, edged with warning. Only the wind answered, rattling against the logs. No one touches them. No one, he muttered, shifting weight, listening for the faintest movement in the snow. She coughed softly, eyes half closed, hand brushing his arm. You, reading my shame. He exhaled, muttering, not shame, memory, chains we need to understand. I've got enough of my own. Another letter, smaller, crumpled. He unfolded it gently. They told me love would betray me, that my own blood would hurt me more than any stranger. He paused, eyes closing, voice tight. Sounds familiar. She stirred, whispering, Cole, please, don't. He knelt, tracing lines of ink with fingers, almost reverent. You don't get to stop this. I need to see it, feel it, so I can fight it, so I don't fail like before. The baby stirred, tiny wails breaking tension. Cole lifted the infant closer to the fire, rocking slowly, murmuring, Shh, quiet now. We survived tonight, both of you. Another letter slipped from the pile, revealing a darker note. Father cursed the land, said the snow would remember. Every secret, every betrayal, chains and blood mingled. Cole's voice dropped. Chains and blood, just like me. She stirred fully now, shoulders tense. I don't want to hear you compare. He exhaled sharply, muttering, not comparing, recognizing. Pain is pain, chains are chains. The cabin creaked, shadows dancing wildly against the walls. Cole's hand tightened around the next letter. He tracked us, through forests, through nights. He would find us. If only the snow didn't hide our steps. He glanced at the window, sun weak, snow melting into gray slush. Tracks fading, barely, but someone's out there. Her voice rose slightly, strained. Cole, please, not more threats. He shook his head. I'm not threatening you, I'm threatening him. If he thinks he can touch you or her, he'll regret every breath. Another rustle outside. Cole leaned toward the window, muttering, footsteps, slow, careful, following our path. He doesn't know the cabin's walls yet. She coughed, small, shaking. You can't fight ghosts of every generation, he explained, alleged sharply, pacing near the fire. Maybe not, maybe some, but I can fight this one. I will. The baby cried, small but sharp, pressing tiny hands against Cole's chest. Shh. We're alive. That's what matters. He returned to the letters, voice low. I survived him by hiding, by silence, by trusting only the wind. He glanced at her, almost softly. You survived. That's enough. Her eyes flicked toward him, weak but defiant. I didn't survive all of it. Cole exhaled sharply, muttering. None of us do, all the way. But surviving enough to protect her, that's victory. He read the final letter, small tremors running through his hands. Chains may break, but memory lingers. Watch for the snow melting. Watch for the steps returning. Watch for betrayal in familiar faces. He paused, looking down at the baby. Snow's melting. Hope's fragile, but we're still standing, still alive. Outside, branches scraped again. Cole's eyes darted, muscles tense. Come on, let them come. I'll make sure we're ready. She stirred, coughing, voice faint. You whisper threats to ghosts. He exhaled, muttering, not ghosts, real people. People who thought they could take what wasn't theirs, not tonight. The fire flickered, shadows stretching and bending across walls. Cole knelt beside her, brushing hair from her face. You're awake, heard some. Don't be afraid, I've got this. She blinked, eyes wary but soft. You take all my past, your past, carry it too? Cole nodded slowly, voice low, muttering, already carrying. Can't let it crush me. Can't let it crush you. Can't let it touch her. The baby stirred again, tiny whimpers pressing against his chest. Shh, quiet, safe, alive, he murmured, rocking gently. Another noise outside, faint, deliberate. Cole's eyes narrowed, glancing toward the window. Following tracks. Someone wants us, not getting us. She whispered faintly, almost defiant now. Maybe they'll learn I'm not afraid. Cole exhaled, voice soft. Good. Shouldn't be. You survived worse. Don't let them see fear. He unfolded one last letter, reading aloud, voice catching. We survived chains. We survived rage. We survived the snow. We survived ourselves. Now it's time to survive what comes next. He glanced at the melting snow outside. Time to survive the living, not the past. She stirred, weak, hand brushing the baby. We can? Cole's voice low, firm. We can. Step by step, fight by fight. Alive is enough. Shadows leapt across walls again, firelight painting flickering forms like old scars. He placed the letters in a pile beside him. Memories here. Chains are broken for now, but eyes open, hands ready, heart steady. That's all. Outside, the forest seemed quieter. Snow dripping in thin rivulets, sun weak against gray clouds. Cole pressed the baby closer, muttering softly, alive. That's all that matters tonight. We survived. So far. The woman stirred fully, voice small but clear. I thank you. Cole nodded, muttering under his breath. No thanks, just survive. One step at a time, one heartbeat at a time. That's all that counts. Outside, footsteps lingered faintly, then retreated. Cole exhaled sharply, tension slowly ebbing. Shadows danced, flickering over letters, over walls, over the two lives cradled in fragile warmth. "Alive," he whispered, rocking the infant. "That's all that matters. We face everything else, later." She finally allowed herself to rest, hand over the baby, eyes softening, defiance mixed with exhaustion. Cole stayed at the window, rifle near, eyes on melting snow, listening for tracks, waiting, breathing. Letters lay beside him, memory vessels, chains of old, whispering across generations. He whispered, voice low, reverent. "Old wounds, new life, we endure. We survive. We protect." The fire crackled weakly, shadows stretching, snow melting, fragile light seeping through the cabin walls, binding past and present into one tense, fragile, living moment of safety, grief, and defiance. Snow fell heavier now, dense and white, muffling the forest yet hiding movements beneath its surface. Cole crouched by the cabin window, rifle resting across his knees, eyes narrowing. Tracks had returned, deeper this time, pressed with purpose. "They're close," he muttered under his breath, voice tight. The woman clutched the baby to her chest on the rug, blanket wrapped tightly around them both. "Cole, hear that?" she whispered. He exhaled sharply, muttering, "I hear it. Every crunch, every step. Stay low, stay quiet." Outside, the snow shimmered faintly pink as twilight caught it. Cole's jaw tightened. "Red snow, blood soon if we don't act fast." The woman's fingers trembled, brushing the infant's face. "I can help. I'll—" Cole shook his head. "No, not yet. You stay with her. Protect her. That's your job." He rose slowly, eyes scanning the perimeter. Another crunch. He whispered, voice low but firm, "Move. Get behind the firewood pile. We draw him in." She nodded, lips tight, eyes flickering with fear and resolve. The wind carried sounds of breathing, heavier than the snow's soft hiss. "He's coming. Can feel it," Cole muttered. "Prepare yourself. Don't hesitate." The door rattled suddenly. Cole raised his rifle, heart thudding. "Stop. Show yourself." Silence. Then a shadow shifted outside the frosted glass. He muttered a curse. "Figures. One man, no warning, no mercy." The woman whispered sharply, "Cole, what do we do?" He exhaled sharply, pacing the small cabin. "We survive, that's all. Fire, barricade, noise. He comes, he regrets it." Another crash shook the door. Snow and splinters scattered across the threshold. Cole fired a warning shot. The rifle report loud in the cabin. "Back! Stay back!" The woman pressed the baby tighter, murmuring, "Shh, quiet. We're safe. We're safe." A shadow darted past the window, scraping against logs. Cole cursed, muttering, "Too close. He is testing us, trying to see weakness." The door rattled again, more violently. "Cole, he'll break it," she shouted, voice high, trembling. Cole's hand moved quickly to a wrench near the hearth. "Then we hold. Brace, don't flinch, not tonight." He glanced at the baby, tiny fists curling. "Shh, quiet. All right. We survive." Another crash. Snow flew in through the splintered door. Cole grabbed the woman's arm. "Move! Move back!" She stumbled, protecting the child. Outside, a man's shadow loomed, tall and silent, breathing heavy. Cole cursed, muttering under his breath, "You think you own this forest? Think again." He kicked at the broken door, closing it against snow and wind. Another shadow flickered, trying a side window. Cole moved quickly, wrench in hand, striking the glass. Shards flew, snow and ice falling onto the floor. The baby cried sharply, piercing through tension. "Shh, shh, quiet, safe, alive," Cole whispered, pressing the infant to his chest. The woman gritted her teeth. "I won't hide, not like before." Cole's gaze flickered to her, a mix of awe and worry. "Then fight. Fight smart. Protect her. Protect the baby. That's all." The man outside kicked the door again, forceful, deliberate. Cole slammed his shoulder into the barricade, feet braced. Not a chance. Not tonight. Snow melted into a faint red smear across the white porch, a smear from a glancing kick or a dropped branch. Cole muttered, tense. "See? Blood always finds the snow." The woman drew a small knife from her coat, eyes sharp now, voice steady. I can help. Let me. Cole's hands hovered over her shoulders. Not recklessly. Not without plan. The door rattled harder, splinters cracking. Cole! He's coming! She shouted, voice raw. Cole grabbed her arm. Focus. Protect her. Protect the baby. Nothing else. Outside, a shadow moved fast, slamming into the side of the cabin. Snow flew in, red and white, mingling under weak light. Cole swung the wrench, striking metal and wood, forcing the attacker back. The woman pressed against the wall, eyes wide but determined. I won't let him hurt her, she shouted, voice sharp, decisive. Cole nodded, muttering. Good, that's what I need. Fire, barricade, fists, protect. Another crash, then silence. The man paused outside, breathing heavy. Cole whispered, barely audible. He thinks we're weak. He's wrong. The baby cried again, small wails shaking the room. Cole pressed him to his chest. Shh, quiet, alive. That's all that matters. The woman gripped the knife tighter. We can do this, together. Cole's gaze flicked toward her, approval mixed with worry. Yes, together. Fight smart, fight hard, don't hesitate. Outside, footsteps shifted, slow, circling. Cole muttered under his breath. Tracking us, thinks we'll break. We won't. Not now, not here. A branch cracked sharply, snow and ice scattering across the cabin roof. Cole slammed a fist on the hearth. Enough games. Come in if you dare. You'll regret it. Another kick, more forceful, splintering wood. Red snow mixing with white at the threshold. Cole grabbed a fire poker, holding it like a weapon. Stay behind me. Protect her. Protect the baby. The woman moved close, gripping his arm. I can help. Tell me how. Cole's eyes flicked to hers, then to the baby. Protect. Block. Don't let him reach. That's it. The door gave again, splinters flying, snow and blood mingling. Cole swung the poker, striking near the threshold. Back off, or die trying. The woman pressed against the wall, whispering. Him. He's close. Cole exhaled, muttering. Yes, too close. We survive. Only that. The baby cried louder, tiny fists slapping at blankets. Cole held him tight, whispering. Shh. Alive. All alive. Outside, footsteps hesitated, then retreated slightly, circling. Cole muttered, tense. Testing, probing, doesn't matter, not tonight. The woman's gaze hardened. I won't let fear win. Cole nodded. Good, we survive. That's enough. Another crash, window cracking under force. Snow and ice fell inside. Cole swung the poker again. Not here, not now. You break, you bleed. The baby cried again, small wails piercing the chaos. Cole whispered over him. Quiet, safe, alive, that's all. The woman moved closer, eyes sharp. I can help hold the door. Cole nodded, tense but approving. Yes, push, brace, protect her, nothing else. Red snow covered the threshold, melted icicles dripping. The man outside cursed, kicking at the cabin again. Cole swung, shouting. Back, stay back, not one step closer. The woman pressed a foot against the baseboard, bracing. I won't fail, not tonight. Cole's voice rose, raw. Good, don't, protect, survive. Alive is all that matters. Another crash, shards of window falling, snow and red mixing in jagged streaks. The baby cried, small and sharp. Cole pressed him close. Shh, shh, alive, alive, safe. Outside, footsteps faltered, then faded slightly. Cole exhaled, tense, muttering. Not gone, just testing. Doesn't matter. We hold. We survive. The woman's hand brushed his arm, faint smile flickering. We did it, so far. Cole nodded, muttering, eyes scanning. So far, alive. That's all that matters tonight. Fragile, yes. Red snow, blood, chaos, but alive. The baby's cries slowed, pressed against his chest. Shh, quiet, alive, all alive. The fire flickered wildly, shadows leaping across walls. Cole leaned against the wall, exhaustion and adrenaline coiling. We survive. Together. That's enough. The woman whispered, hand over the baby, eyes wide and determined. I see now. Fear isn't stronger than courage. Cole exhaled, muttering under his breath. No, not while we fight. Not while we protect, not while we're alive. Outside, snow settled slightly. red streaks fading as evening deepened. Shadows danced over the cabin, flickering like old scars and fresh wounds. Cole pressed the baby close, voice low. We survive. We protect. We endure. Alive. That's all that matters. The woman rested her head lightly on his shoulder, eyes closed but alert. Cole's gaze lingered on the melting red snow. Family, for now. Surrogate maybe. New purpose maybe. But alive. That's enough. Fire crackled weakly, shadows stretching across walls, red and white mingling outside. The snow turned darkening crimson in the fading light. A reminder. A warning. A promise. Cole whispered, voice low, steady. Alive. We endure. We survive. All of us together, tonight. The snow outside had softened into slush, dripping from branches and pooling at the cabin's edges. Cole stood by the window, hands resting lightly on the sill, eyes scanning the forest's gray shapes. The immediate threat was gone, vanishing into the white beyond the tree line, but tension lingered in the air. The woman sat on the rug, baby in her lap, swaddled and sleeping, chest rising gently. It's quiet now, she said softly, voice cautious. Cole exhaled slowly, muttering under his breath. Too quiet. Don't trust quiet yet. Not fully. She looked up at him, eyes wary but trusting. We made it. Both of us. He nodded, voice low but even. Yeah, but surviving one night doesn't fix the rest. He stepped closer, placing a hand on the infant's blanket. Fingers brushed the tiny fists curled against her chest. You did good. Both of you. She smiled faintly, voice shaky. We protected him. You taught me that. Cole's jaw clenched, gaze softening. Taught you? No, we did it together. All of us. Alive. That's enough. Outside, smoke rose from the cabin chimney, curling upward in thin gray tendrils. Warmth seeped into the cold walls. Cole muttered under his breath. Fire, smoke, life. We survived. For now. She rocked the baby gently, murmuring lullabies that had no words but carried soft hope. Cole, do you ever think about them? The ones who put us here? He exhaled, fingers tapping the windowsill. All the time. Every crooked sheriff, every liar, every hand that thinks it can bend people to its will. I've seen them. I've fought them. Her eyes flicked toward him, cautious. And now? What do we do? Cole leaned against the hearth, voice low, slow. We figure it out. One step, one breath. Protect her. Protect this life. The baby stirred, tiny whimpers. Cole moved to lift him, settling the child gently in his arms. Shh. Alive. We endure. The woman touched his arm, small pressure, hesitant but firm. Cole, we can do more than survive. We can fight. Smart. Together. He nodded, muttering. Yeah, together. Not alone anymore. Not after tonight. Outside, the melting snow reflected pale sunlight, dripping onto logs and frozen ground. Cole exhaled slowly, eyes following the runnels of water. Snow melts, blood fades, but memory sticks. We have to be careful. She nodded, voice low. I know, but we don't have to be afraid anymore. Cole's gaze softened, settling on her. No, not while we've got each other. This baby, this cabin. He set the infant down in the crib gently, brushing his hand over the small blanket. Here, safe, warm. That's what matters. She watched quietly, fingers brushing over her own arms as though feeling the cabin's warmth for the first time. It's peaceful now. Cole exhaled sharply, muttering. For now. But peace is fragile. We have to decide what comes next. She sat beside him on the floor, knees drawn close. Next, we face them all. Every sheriff, every landlord, every hand that tried to take what wasn't theirs. Cole nodded slowly. Yeah, but carefully. Not like before, not blindly. She glanced at him, eyes softening, trust forming. We could start here, build something, protect him, protect ourselves. For the first time, choose. Cole's hand brushed hers, small contact, steadying. Choose? Yeah. I haven't had that in a long time. Not since... He trailed off, voice tight, eyes on the fading sunlight outside. Since before everything went wrong. She squeezed his hand gently. We both have scars, but we can make a home, a real one, not haunted by past. Cole exhaled, muttering, Home, yeah, for now, this cabin, these walls, fire, alive. That's home enough. The baby stirred, tiny cries breaking quiet tension. Cole lifted him again, rocking gently, voice low. Shh, quiet, alive. We survive. That's all. She watched, fingers brushing the baby's blanket. He'll know love, not fear, not chains, only warmth. Cole's gaze softened, voice low, almost reverent. Yeah, that's our job now. Keep him alive, keep him warm, keep him safe. Everything else comes later. Outside, the snow melted into muddy streams, sun breaking slightly through clouds. Smoke rose steady from the chimney, a sign of life returning. Cole exhaled sharply. Life, fragile, yes. But here, now, we protect it. She nodded, murmuring softly. Together, we protect it. He turned, voice quiet but firm. Together, no matter what, no chains, no fear, only us, alive. Another breeze rattled the cabin logs. Cole's eyes flicked to the window. Tracks gone, for now, but always remember, they're watching, always watching. She rested a hand on his arm, small gesture of trust. Then we prepare, not hide, prepare, protect what we have. Cole exhaled slowly. Yeah, prepare, guard, protect, survive. That's enough. He knelt by the crib, brushing hair from the baby's face. Alive, we endure, we survive, we protect. That's all. She leaned close, whispering. And love. Don't forget love. Even in all this, love matters. Cole nodded, hand brushing hers, faint smile flicky. Ring. Yeah, love matters. For him, for us, for now. Outside, snow melted fully, drip by drip, sunlight reflecting off wet logs. Cole and the woman moved quietly, careful gestures, feeding, wrapping, touching the baby. Soft murmurs punctuating small domestic movements. We can start over, she whispered. Cole nodded, voice low, steady. Yeah, start over, step by step, breath by breath, alive, all of us. Another wind rattled logs, small creaks and groans. Cole muttered under his breath. Cabin holds, fire holds, smoke rising, warmth returning. That's enough. She brushed a hand over the infant, voice soft. We survived. Finally, not alone. Cole exhaled, fingers tracing the baby's blanket. Not alone. And we won't be. Not again. The baby cooed softly, tiny eyes fluttering open. Cole whispered over him. Alive. You're alive. We endure. We protect. She pressed her hand to his shoulder, gaze firm. We can face them all now, together. Cole's jaw clenched slightly, nodding, muttering. Yes, together, not afraid anymore. No chains, no fear, just us, alive. He stood by the hearth, watching firelight flicker over walls, shadows stretching, smoke curling upward. Cabin safe, for now. Baby safe, for now. We survive. She moved to him, placing a hand over his, small smile flickering. We did this, both of us, alive. Cole exhaled sharply, muttering under his breath. Yeah, both of us, alive, that's all that matters. Outside, the forest glistened, melting snow reflecting pale sunlight, smoke rising steadily. Sign of warmth, life returning. Cole looked down at the baby in the crib, fingers brushing over tiny fists. Alive, we endure, we survive, we protect, that's all. She leaned against him, whispering, We can be more than this, not just surviving, living. Cole's gaze softened, voice low, reverent. Yes, living, together, family, surrogate maybe, real maybe, but alive, that. It's enough for now. The fire crackled, shadows flickering across the walls. Outside, snow disappeared into wet earth. Blood and ice melted, sunlight warming the forest floor. Cole pressed a hand to the baby's blanket again. Alive, we endure, we protect, we live, all of us, together. She pressed a hand on his arm, murmuring, "Finally, hope. Finally, trust. Finally, home." Cole exhaled slowly, muttering, "Home. For now. Alive. That's all that matters tonight." He stood by the window, watching smoke rise, sunlight on melting snow, baby safe, woman beside him. "We survived. We endure. We prosiegt. That's all." She rested her head lightly on his shoulder, gaze soft but steady. We can face tomorrow, together." Cole exhaled, muttering, "Tomorrow we endure. We survive. Alive. Together. That's all that matters." Fire crackled, shadows stretching, snow melted fully, smoke rose, cabin warm, life returned slowly, fragile, steady. Cole whispered over the baby one last time, "Alive. We endure. We survive. We protect. Together. That's enough."